Three, two, one, and we're live. We're recording. Yes,
Wow.
the podcast has started. How do you like that?
Man, that's magical.
That's a good intro, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So we were hanging out with the one and only Tim Boulder.
Yep.
A.K.A. Carlisle Jones.
Better known as Carlisle Jones.
Better known as Carlisle
Sadly.
Jones.
It's crazy that that's the alias that took off.
Just like
Yeah. What is the story behind that?
it's not good. It was literally I was performing at a show, and the guy. It was one of those old times because in like 2015, it was 2015. You couldn't just like get a hip hop show like anything. It was like just hip hop wasn't really big in Birmingham, so I went to a show. I was going by Call Out, which was my old rap name, and you would have to write down your name for them to call you up, like for like an open mic. And somehow some dude saw Call Out, and my handwriting's not that bad. Like it's not like
It's not that great, but it's not that bad.
It's so like the dude had to be illiterate just because he saw Call Out and he was like Carlisle. So literally he called me Carlisle to the stage, and I'm like sitting around like,
Who's Carlisle?
Who's Carlisle? And I was like, he must be talking to me about me. So I go up there and I was like, hey, do you mean Call Out? And he's like, yeah, Call Out. Like, not even close. Like I don't know. There's also been people that call out wrong. Like I've always had this issue my entire life where some people would say my name wrong, except for Timothy. No one ever got Timothy wrong. But like Call Out, they call me Kaloot, which is real.
I remember Kaloot.
Like they would. It was just bad. Like they just can't. They couldn't.
Caillou. We got Caillou.
Yeah, Caillou. I had to shave my head for a show. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But you don't even get that joke, do you?
No.
Caillou's a little bald kid.
Is that anime? Or something?
No,
Okay.
it's like a Nickelodeon show.
Anime.
Okay.
Anime.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, other than that, they called me Carlisle. Went upstage, performed, and me and Zach were joking. We were like, I can't believe this dude just called me Carlisle. Like, who does he think I am? Like Carlisle Jones or something? Literally just made up on the fly. And then, like, as we're going home, it's like, man, Carlisle Jones is kind of...
It didn't stick for a while, though. You kept Call Out for a long time.
Yeah.
And you put out music under Call Out. And then he had been working on a project for a long time, and Call Out just didn't fit. And he was like, all right, it's time to make the switch. We're going Carlisle Jones.
Yep.
That was like 20...
It had to be 2015.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because that's when All Hell
2015.
came out. It was 2015.
Yeah.
So, but like that, the name came out like that, and I actually I do the British version of Carlisle too with the S.
Okay.
So like it's harder because people call me Carlise now or Carlos.
It doesn't naturally have an S in it?
No, it's usually Carlile or Carlyle. That's how Carlisle.
I've never seen that in my life.
I've only seen it the way you spell it.
Right.
How many Carlisles do you know?
Well, yeah, fair.
All of one.
If
Good point.
The only other Carlisle that I've ever seen with an S is the one from Twilight, Dr. Carlisle.
Okay.
That's the only reason I know that is because I was trying to find clips for a song, and he's the only person I've ever seen in a video clip say Carlisle. They would be like Carlisle. So if you listen to like an old hip hop album of mine, they just say Carlisle. It's from Twilight.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you performed. You were doing what, hip hop music, performing as Carlisle Jones.
Yeah. Till about 2016, and I was I think I had one last show in 2017, but like I just started shooting videos. People started paying me for videos, so all I do is videos now.
So you don't rap anymore. You're not doing that.
I songwrite now, so I help help write songs and lyrics with like a couple like Birmingham artists.
He's like a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
There's
Drake.
a-
I'm Drake.
There's a lot of hip hop in the scene right now that you'd have no idea Tim's the man behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're mostly known for your videography nowadays, and how did you get into that? I guess like were you doing your own music videos and then you just kind of transitioned to shooting friends, or how did that
So
happen?
it actually started because of you, really.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember, but in 2014, I was like, "Hey, Alex, can I borrow your GoPro 3, Hero 3?" And then that's when we shot. That's when we shot the No Clue video,
Mm-hmm.
which is
In the pool, right?
no, that's Adventure Time 3.
Okay.
That's 2015. No,
Okay.
16. 15, 16. But no, I borrowed that, and that's where me and Kika are in the car.
Oh yeah.
And we shot it all on your little GoPro.
Okay.
And then
So this was for your song.
it was for my song
Okay.
because it was enough for me to hold it and record it, but also I could give it to someone else, and like it could look bad, but it's a GoPro, so it's gonna look, pretty much homemade. And then from there, Zach was busy a lot of the time because I can't remember if you were working at Holt or that was when you were working at
Maybe the print shop.
The print shop, I think. But he was busy all the time, so like I worked at Mama Wilbur's Deli, and I would have my buddy Oscar. He would give him the camera. He would film me. Like
Working at the deli.
no. I would give him the camera. Like after work, we would literally just drive somewhere. So if you go watch my video Reset, which is a super old video, it's literally the camera on a tripod, and then there's a scene where like the camera's just violently going left and right because he's not a videographer.
Okay.
So, and then before that though, there was 2 videos I shot, which we're not going to talk about. But there's 2 videos that was shot before I started shooting my own videos, and I was tired of paying people money because those videos were not turning out how I do it. And if you see my videos now, you'd understand because like how my videos are shot or is how like I imagine videos.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll literally walk it. Like if I was shooting a video here, I would immediately know at least 3 shots I was going to do, but make it not look like the same place.
So you would have an idea of what you would hope the video would look like.
Correct.
And then get it and then not be happy
Yeah, I would have the whole... There's this one video called Long Nights. Not going to tell you who shot it. But, man, that was like and I was skinny. I was 160 pounds. I was beautiful. And, like, and the video still sucked. Still sucked.
I was a part of that video shoot, and it took like 3 weeks to get the video back and then like another week and a half to do revisions, and it still wasn't right. And after we got the second revisions, Tim was like, let's just shoot it. I'm done with this. Like, we'll just do it ourselves. I would say that's like the serious starting point where it's like,
hey, I could do this and make money.
we're going to have to do it
Not
ourselves.
even make money.
It was just for him.
Yeah.
So it's still just for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when is this? Are you still in high school when this is going on? Are you in college?
After high school.
Way
Okay.
after high school.
You're trying to make a career doing music? And
Not really. I wouldn't
or
say...
you're just doing it for fun or what?
It started out for fun, but it was like super serious because I mean, even if you go back and listen to like my old albums, they already sound like I recorded them like last week, like because the quality. Because I spent like $4,000. I'm still like $4,000 in the hole from just doing music, but like I have $4,000 like into Never Cool, Insomnia, All Hell, Channel 46. And then Prismo.
So these are all the albums that you did.
Yes, Prismo has never came out, so no one's ever heard Prismo. So like I have it done and ready to go.
Drop it.
Well, you'll understand when now this leads to the next part. So me and Zach have been talking about this. So obviously I have a really good video camera that I use to shoot my videos. But then there's the new camera I want to get that I'm trying to get. I want to get it by the end of September.
What are you shooting
I want
with
to
now?
get it by then. I don't know. It ain't gonna work with what we're trying to do now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But
hold
there's-
on now.
I want to get the red camera. It's a Red Raven 4.5K, and it's like 11,500. It's the price of a Challenger.
Which you also just bought.
Yes.
yeah.
So what are you shooting on now?
The Canon 1DX Mark II.
Okay, and that's what you've been doing your production with for the past couple of years.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess?
what I've been doing since January of 2019. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so bring me up to speed. I know some of this, but the Lawn Chair Youth brand, is
Yeah.
that your production company, or are you doing your videos under Carlisle Jones' name? Like, how does that work? What's the structure?
Everything is under Lawn Chair Youth.
Everything is under Lawn Chair. So that's basically, if I Google that, that's how I would
Yeah,
find
if you type in
your
Lawn Chair
production company.
Youth, it's going to give you our website, and it's also going to give you our like YouTube page, and it might also give you a couple artists too, because all my artists that like I deal with that are not signed to majors or anything like that, they're all technically under like Lawn Chair, not as a record label. It was just more of like a distribution kind of like.
Okay.
It's just easier to kind of like network and keep you under one roof than it is to like being your own is fine. I mean, they can branch off anytime they want to, but like it's just easier to keep everything under one thing, and then you build up this one brand. And now artists see my videos and they're like, man, I want to be on Lawn Chair Youth. I want to be with like all these other artists and stuff like that.
Okay.
Versus like, hey, get my video, drop it, and then then your video's like only by word of mouth.
So you've been doing lawn chair for a long time, and just doing like local videos for local artists and stuff.
Yeah.
But then recently, one of the artists that you've been working with, or two of them, you tell me,
3 of them
actually
now.
got really kind of went viral and got offers from like major labels and stuff, and ended up signing to a deal. Tell me about that.
So I have 2 artists, Day 1K and then GBF King. Both of them got signed to a major label. Working on a lot of Day Day's music, and then we'll be working on a lot of King's music soon. And then I also have another artist named Wakia, which is Juakia, by the way. I know the was the hard part of that, but and then I have her and Intoxicated signed to a major label right now too.
So you're managing these people?
Yes, I'm also like I'm managing them. I'm shooting all their videos still, and then I'm putting loads of money behind all of them.
So how did you get into the management side? Did one of the guys like, hey, I got an offer from Columbia and I need a manager. Do you want to be my manager?
Yeah,
Is it that simple?
I mean, so like Day Day was the first person to ever hit me up to be his manager. We were shooting his video for B4L, which is like, and then this is when War Ready, which is like his big smash single, just hit 9 million views on YouTube in a year.
9 million views.
Yeah, it'll hit 10 million. It'll hit 10 million in about 2-3 weeks.
And this is under the Lawn Chair Youth.
No, I wish, but it's not. It's under his. It's on his page, which is good because he gets all the revenue, he gets all of the views, he gets all the subscribers.
So this guy you've been working with for a long time puts a video on YouTube and it goes viral.
Yeah,
it's got 9 million views.
And it's funny. He dropped a video with no tags, and the category was people and vlogs.
Okay.
So it wasn't tagged or in the right category. It just
So was that the video that kind of put him
That's the video that
on
made
the radar of like the major labels and stuff?
That's a video that I think made everything possible, and I didn't even shoot that video. So it was shot by someone else. Like I didn't know Day Day when he did that video. Like I saw those videos, I was like, man, that's good. And then King introduced me to Day Day, and then we shot the My Image video, which hit 1 million. Now that one is 1 million on my page.
that is ours. That's Lawn Chair.
So that one has 1 million views on Lawn Chair.
Well, that's a small feat. I mean, getting anything to have 1 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's more commonplace now than it has been.
Well, I mean,
It
we
still
have
seems
5
like a big
million
deal.
views in total in videos on Lawn Chair,
Okay.
which is not a lot to some people, but like to like the normal person, that's a lot. Especially with constant growth, like every day.
grinding since 2013.
So I make a video, it goes viral, and then what? Like you get people that are
Damn dog.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a dog.
pause it, I guess.
Can you hear that in the microphone?
Yeah, I can hear it.
And we're back.
And we're back.
So to bring back up what I was talking about, meeting Day Day and becoming he'd been the first artist that I managed. So now, like prior to that though, I didn't manage people. I just did all their like social media stuff. I put out their music and stuff like that. I did so what a manager would do, but like I was their friend. I was shooting their videos. I might as well just help
doing
them.
it for fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to help them out and stuff. And then, but we're shooting. Day Day has that song blow up. Then I shoot this video for him and King, and now that video, the song hadn't blown up when we shot that, but it just steadily getting bigger and bigger. And then YouTube is like, hey, you know what? Recommended, and then boom, that was it. So it got on recommended.
Just the algorithm.
Start getting 100,000 views every 2 days. Like,
So this is before the record deal, or what?
this is before the record deal.
Okay.
So it started gaining traction, and then A&R started hitting up Day Day for a record label to meet him and stuff like that. And but we shoot a video, Dope Boy Dreams, and we shoot Remember the Times, and then we shoot B4L. And by the time we got to B4L, Day Day and me had like a like we started trusting each other, and he was like, "Well, man, you're really like helping me out and stuff like that." And I have some A&Rs and stuff that have like, been hitting me up, and distributors and stuff like that. And I was wondering if like you could talk to him and stuff and like kind of manage me, because his mom didn't want to manage him at the time or anything like that. So he asked me, because I guess I was the only person that was
putting forth the effort to help him do stuff.
Yeah. So I said, yes, I did that. And in turn, with that being said, I managed King at the same time too. Like I started managing King too, because King was blowing up too. Record labels were asking about both of them. So I did a couple trips with Day Day, did a couple of them with them together. We met a bunch of record labels.
How many labels did you guys meet? I mean, these labels are like flying you out to L.A., flying you out to New York. I mean, you guys were all over the place.
We met with 11 record labels. Talked to about 15, but met with 11.
Had you ever done anything like this before?
No, not at all. So it was pretty new for me, but like at the same time, I'm a talker, which you know personally, so I can literally talk to anyone about anything.
Still, I would have been kind
Even-
of
But Tim also knows a lot about hip hop in general, just coming up with it. Where like
they're 18, by the way. King and Data are 18 years old at this time.
We had conversations where Tim would be in a meeting with the higher ups at a label, and the labels are talking about all these producers to King and Day, trying to like win them over and be flashy, and King and Day have no clue who these producers are. And Tim's like, oh yeah, I know this person.
Yeah. And he did this song with blah blah blah. And it's like, oh, that's a good song, blah blah blah. And it's funny, especially when you start getting into like their Instagrams and like you check like DMs from people, and like you already see what people just naturally look over. Like King before even us blowing up, King had you don't know anything about hip hop, so it's kind of like super hard to tell you. But there's an artist named Lil Tecca.
He's huge right now.
Huge artist, and he was even bigger when King got a DM from. There's a guy named Taz Taylor, who's a producer for this group called Internet Money. Huge company.
Stupid big.
And he messaged King. He's like, "Hey man, let's work," which King didn't even message him back.
King had no idea who he was.
Yeah, verified check, everything, and I was like, man, King, like that you could have blown before Day Day, most likely. If you got a record, with Taz Taylor, that would have been huge. And Taz Taylor would probably try to sign him to Internet Money and stuff like that. But like that to say, it's just when you're not into like the world of hip hop, like you're in it like as a rapper and you're living the street life and you're doing all that, versus knowledge of like what the industry is doing. Like I'm super knowledgeable of the industry, billboards, numbers, people, whereas like, but I'm not super knowledgeable what's happening like in the streets or what people's like whatever new artist is emerging or underground artists. Like I'm not always super up to it until like they already start getting some traction.
Well, sure. I mean, it's like the vast sea that is the internet. I mean, it's hard to keep up with every new emerging artist, I would think.
Oh yeah, for sure. But now the craziest thing is, and I guess me being already a hip hop artist from Birmingham, is that Birmingham right now is the biggest hip hop scene. Like I would say coming up in the South, like Florida has Florida's huge. So like there's so many rap scenes in Florida because it's like. To get from the one side of Florida to the other side's like 14 hours probably.
Yeah.
So it's like Cali or something. It takes forever. So like there's all this huge hip hop scene there, and then there's Atlanta, which we don't even have to talk about how big hip hop is in Atlanta. But Birmingham has never been a hip hop state. Like if you can name one hip hop artist that blew up out of Alabama before 2017, I'd be surprised. Because the answer is none. There's literally none. So,
well, now the guys you're working with, hopefully.
So but even then, like they haven't blown up. Like, there's like getting signed to a record deal, having a couple good songs, and then there's blowing up.
Right.
Blowing up, even with 9 million views on his video, that's not blowing up. Yeah, that's just one good video. Now if he had like 40 to 60,000 or 40 to 60 million, completely different story. Because then it's like a platinum record.
Yeah, that's the trending page right there.
Yeah.
So what happens? Are you guys in the middle of recording an album, or I mean, what? So he's signed to a label.
Yes.
And are both the guys signed to a label?
They're both signed.
Okay, so both these guys, that's another subject. But Day Day in particular.
Yes.
So what is he doing right now?
So Dada just went in the studio for 3 days the last week, did 15 songs.
Okay.
And the thing is like, and it's not even because like it's not even that I'm a fan or anything like that. It's just like he literally just hits every single time he makes a song. Like,
is he writing his own songs?
He
I mean,
freestyles
he
it.
just freestyles it.
Top of his head. Here's the beat.
Really?
It's the vibe. Freestyle. And he's a singer though versus a rapper.
Okay.
So with that, but he still has like that hip hop mentality to it. But as a singer, Day Day does this thing with his voice that I don't hear anyone else do. Is he really constructs how he says words and phrases different than, if you hear a beat that's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. He's not hitting it 1 2 3 4. He'll literally be like he would hit like 1 2 4 to the 5. Like he'll construe it to like the next bar, and so it's like super weird. Like, but he's a singer because singers can hold notes anytime and bring them back, and yeah, you'd have to like really listen to it and stuff like that. But he does that.
Is he like poetic about it? I guess
I wouldn't even say it's poetic. I would just say he does what he feels when he hears a beat. He just goes with the vibe for it.
Okay. So he's just naturally good at just freestyling when it comes to.
But he wasn't though. He wasn't.
I'm sure it takes practice. So the music though, is this being brought to him by the producer or the?
So
where's the music coming from?
So there's a couple places. So me also being who I am, I talk with producers and stuff like that. So one thing that rappers don't do that I would suggest if any rappers listen to this podcast is be friends with producers, because like rappers are not besties with producers. It's usually the managers and the A&Rs. Like, it's never the artists themselves. So like, so you know what? So I talked to a producer, like, hey man, we're going to the studio Monday. Can you send us a pack of beats? And they'll be like, okay, awesome. Send a pack of beats. Then make the song with the artist. I send the artist song. He's like, oh man, he killed it. But there's no interaction between the artist and the producer ever. The relationship's built through me and the record label team.
Okay, I guess I understand that.
Yeah,
vaguely. Yeah.
So like this, like you work for a company, and you help a client all the time, and the boss of your company never talks to that customer. You're always the person that talks to the customer.
Right.
Day being the boss, and me being the middleman, being you. So I always talk to the customer, but the boss never does. But the boss is always super happy to talk with, or is super happy to always get business from the other guy. So I'm kind of like the middleman when it comes to stuff. But at the same time, though, there really doesn't actually need to be any like communication between the producer and the artist to really make music and stuff like that. Especially when like there's only good things coming from it, but like it would help sometimes, because sometimes you might get a cheaper price, or you might get better beats, or they might,
So are you finding the producers? Is the label finding the producers? I mean, where do you like?
So the label has producers that they have and
that they work with.
Yeah, they send beats and stuff like that, and then there's producers on Instagram, because people always want to get their beats and get their placements and stuff. They'll send me literally beats, and then I'll show them to the guys, and they'll say yes or no.
So you're the guy to go through if I have a beat and I want,
Yes.
I think Day would be a good
but
fit.
But it also has to go through me first, too, because I listen to the beats.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everything goes through you before it would get to them.
Correct. And now, if the beat's just trash or something like that, I will not even show them.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to waste their time.
So what, the guys that you're working with, who did they ultimately end up signing with?
So they signed with Sony via Arista Records. And then my artist Wakia right now, she's in talks of getting signed with Island Records, which is part of UMG, or Universal Music Group. And then there's another indie group called Bonfire Records that's interested in her. I got a meeting with them tomorrow.
Okay.
So, cool. And then, but yeah, I'm working on her because she's an R&B singer with an incredible verse. But me and her have been writing all of the songs together. So every song she's got coming out, I touched it, she touched it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, Tim would come over we've been doing a lot of stuff with our company, and he'd come over to approve stuff like this. And in the process, he'd be like, hey, check this out. And he'd open up his notes on his phone, and he'd read it like it was a poem. And I would hear the lyrics and be like, okay, yeah, that's sick. And then he's like, okay. And then we went to the studio, and she sang it, and then he plays the song. And it's like she just takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many – I guess I didn't realize everything that goes on in the background, that I love this artist, but I know truly it's Tim in the background. Like, I'm listening to Tim right now. It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to play the song, but I've also been teaching her a little bit, because I mean, like, everyone who has an incredible voice has a mentor, someone that really pushed them. It's like, at the end of the day, you know Michael Jackson. You love Michael Jackson songs.
Sure.
How many of those did he write?
I don't know.
Quincy Jones wrote majority of his songs. Do you know who Max Martin is? Max Martin is literally the biggest songwriter of all time. He wrote Hit Me One More, or Baby One More Time. What's that song?
Britney Spears.
Britney
song?
Spears, yeah. He wrote that song. He wrote NSYNC songs. He wrote all of Katy Perry's album, Ariana Grande's album. The list, it just goes on. He wrote Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. And no one even knows that. That's recent. From 1998 to 2020, he's writing top Billboard songs of all time. And he's from Sweden.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not even American.
So I guess most popular artists don't write their own music.
No, that's not true. I mean,
I learned Elton John doesn't write any of his own music. That was kind of soul crushing.
He might have in the early days.
That's the smoke and mirrors about the music industry going on.
Yeah, it is. It's just entertainment. That's all.
Well, there's people that know more than you do.
Sure.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with writing your own songs, but like, I don't know, like we had this other day, me and Kia were in the car and I was playing this beat and I was like, man, this needs to be the beat that you and Data do a song on. And she used to like sitting up there just like, I don't really like this beat at all. And then I start coming up with this melody, you know, it's like da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. Like, it's catchy just off the rip of like doing that. Then you put words to it and it's like, I got no soul, I got no pain, and you're the one to blame. Like, you know, just like coming up with it. And then you have a really big good artist sing it, completely different record. And you know, even if you like you don't like it, I mean, what's that there's songs that you know that someone wrote, and there's songs you definitely know no one wrote. Now, granted, there are songs that are hits and there's songs that are not hits, but like, you know, that like Savannah song, was that the one like it repeats that just over and over. I'll have to look it up, man.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
But it is super annoying. Like then you have like people that are like the Migos. Like when Migos came out, they would literally go like Chinatown, Chinatown, Chinatown. Yeah. Jumping out the gym. They just repeat, you know, the words over and over, and the repetition.
But it's catchy. That's
exactly. The repetition is catchy, but is it good songwriting?
Well, that's debatable.
Exactly, but I mean that's the point. Like I'm kind of going for is like, you know, regardless, I'm trying to get her to a point where like you look at the lyrics and you read them, and they're more as like a poem or they're more like as a story. Then and like I'll read them to her supernatural like there's a song by Billie Eilish which I talk about all the time, which regardless if you like Billie Eilish or not,
like Billie Eilish,
but she has a song called Everything I Wanted, and these are the legit lyrics of Everything I Wanted. I had a dream, I got everything I wanted, not what you think. But if I'm being honest, it might have been a nightmare. To anyone who might care, I thought I could fly. So I stepped off the golden. Nobody cried. Nobody even noticed.
When you say it like that, that does sound kind of silly.
Yeah, like, you know, like it's super like conscious. You're just like, you know, I had a dream the other night. Actually, if I recall, it was a nightmare that I had. And, you know, like, you know.
All right, well, now sing it. Just
sing it. Yeah.
I mean, you could sing anything. And, I mean, if you're a good singer, then
yeah,
that's all anybody cares
But we
about.
write all our songs in 10, 15 minutes. I'll literally take her home, sit in the car, play a beat that I have real quick, and we'll sit there and we'll write the song, do the hook twice, write 2 verses. And she's a singer, so you only have to write maybe like 8 bars per verse, and it's super quick and simple. And
So you can just churn them out, man. Just churn out songs left and right.
correct.
A lot of artists do that. You just
Yeah.
sit on work and wait for it to be mixed and mastered, and then you just wait on a release date. Put it out.
As
Yeah.
much music as you can possibly get out there. I
No,
guess.
correct. Now that's when the record label versus the independent part comes. Is like you have a record label that's going to give you more opportunities. Now, does signing to a record label mean you become a big artist? Hell no.
No,
that
okay,
means-
because that to me, to the unknown, signing to a label, that sounds like a big accomplishment.
It's not though.
Well, a lot goes into it too, because you have these huge labels who are on the surface, it's a good deal, but they have so much on their plate that, like, will you really get the focus after you put out your first release? It's like you put out that first album, well, it didn't do so well. Well, okay, you had your shot. The label's gonna put their focus towards somebody else.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're saying if you sign with like a major label, that you could still be put on the back burner and not really get like the attention.
Well, we took a risk. We took a risk with King and Day Day because I purposely told them when we were starting this, look, these are your options. These are all your labels. Okay, they're all going to sign you for about the same amount of money, but that one label that's been super kind to us the whole time, really pushing us, doing all this stuff, like really liked us.
Yeah.
They were not a hip hop company.
Okay.
So they didn't have any hip hop artists. We are literally the hardest artists on that label. Everyone else is just indie songs that, not saying that they're going to blow up or not, but like if you go to the billboards right now, and if you can see one indie pop artist that's not Taylor Swift, I'd be surprised.
So
Ironically,
the label.
Taylor Swift just dropped this week.
So
So
is that why you guys decided to go with the label that you went with,
yes, because we had no competition.
as far as
Within
like
that genre.
Within the genre.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, if we talk about the artist from Birmingham that blew up the most, literally has the second biggest video on World Star, which is like huge hip hop. YBN Namir, he is an artist. He literally has 2 platinum records. He has video. Both his videos have over 150 million views each.
God.
Signed to Atlantic Records in 2013 or 2017, and he still hasn't put out his first album.
Now, did you guys tour Atlantic? Was that on the?
Yeah, we went to Atlantic. It was pretty nice, but we weren't at that level. Like War Ready hadn't even hit, I think, 500K yet.
The main song. that
Yeah.
You guys were putting. Okay. So of all the labels that who came in close second or third? Like you guys went with Sony, but I mean.
So there's 2 labels. There's Cinematic, which is an independent hip hop label, so they only do like hip hop and a little bit of R&B. And then there's Warner's a way bigger company, but we just didn't go out to them and do that because we were just kind of ready to sign. Like,
So did the label sign both King and Day Day?
yeah, so they're individual artists. They're not a group.
Right.
They're
okay.
individual artists. So
It's like Migos, where it's like a group of
Yeah.
people. Okay.
but they're also separate artists too. Though they all do their own separate things.
Okay. Yeah. See.
But like they signed them as a group, and then
Right.
but they're also signed independently too for their own music.
Gotcha.
So they got like double deals.
So what kind of money are we talking? I mean,
I can't talk about that, but but I can tell you this: I got enough money from me personally off of my percentage of being their manager.
which is what percentage?
I'm not telling you, but I got but I got enough money from me to make what I would make at my old job in 2 years, in a day.
Okay, so a good chunk of money.
A good chunk of.
We're talking about
not a lot. Of,
Ballpark. They get $1 million.
No.
Okay.
no,
All right.
no. If they
I
got,
got
if
$5 million.
$5 million.
If they got $1 million, we would already have our company like up and running and stuff.
Right,
I would.
yeah.
So tell me about that. So you guys, you're an artist manager. You're a videographer, photographer. You do kind of everything. You guys are also doing merchandise.
And a boyfriend.
What?
That's a
you're
job
boyfriend.
too.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
job
Yeah,
too.
that's true. That's true. It kind of threw me off there.
Not with me, with his.
Yeah, my mom
significant
might
other.
think that, but
What? So
Oh God.
the Lawn Chair Youth. That's your production company that
Yeah.
you guys are doing videos and stuff under.
Yeah, which that really picks up where we started this whole conversation. When we started the episode was Lawn Chair Youth started back in 2013 doing his music videos. And then with Lawn Chair Youth at the time was just a YouTube channel that we posted his videos under. Then that grew. It's like, hey, it'd be cool if we put Lawn Chair Youth on a T-shirt. If we put Lawn Chair Youth on a hoodie. If we put Lawn Chair Youth on another
So
T-shirt.
it's like morphed into its own full brand.
Correct.
It's
So
like, okay.
So initially,
Not to interrupt you, but
yeah. Get that
the best sound in the world.
pop the seal.
That was very loud.
That was pretty good though.
Oh, it sounds so good,
That's pretty
dude.
good.
Any country, you're like, yeah. Try not to cuss right there.
Any
Yeah.
language, anything. Yeah.
So that was it. It started out as it was mainly focused on Call Out. It wasn't even Carlisle Jones at the time. It was strictly focused on his music. And as he kind of shifted out of doing his own music under Carlisle Jones, and we quickly shifted from doing his videos to doing other local artists' music videos. And so just from there, it's progressed into this video production company. And utilizing my skills of working at a print shop, it's like, okay, I can print merch for all these artists. Let's do that. We have another buddy with a degree in graphic design. Well, let's bring him on board to start. He can make all the album art for all these artists that we're doing.
You too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Being homeschooled and knowing coding because you're making the websites and designs
I'm
for
great. I'm
Yeah,
great. I'm
you're-
the backbone of this company.
I mean,
So
you're
Lawn
you're
Chair Youth is
CEO,
you
so
guys.
I have to be.
Is there
Yeah,
anybody-
that is both of us as a
Okay.
partnered group.
It's a partner group,
That's
production company based out of
We call it a multimedia production studio.
multimedia production studio.
Yes.
Okay, because you guys are like all over the place, and it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around what
It's hard.
exactly you do.
It's hard to describe. We do it
Are
all.
you a clothing company? Are you a production company? Are you a photographer? Do you build
So-
websites? What do? You do it all, I guess.
I would say like multimedia is the best way because like we're a multimedia now because we don't even have a production studio, so we can't be a production company.
Yet.
Yeah.
But you guys are. That's all about to change, right?
Correct.
Yes, correct. Hopefully everything goes
By the
good.
time this episode comes out, we should be
In
Good
a
to go.
correct.
space.
Yes.
Can y'all talk about that yet?
I mean,
Or is that a
We
little
can.
premature?
We did some searching and we finally narrowed down and picked a location. We got to agree to a certain terms before we sign a lease, but it should open up a lot of possibilities for it. It's definitely a huge stepping stone for our company right now.
It's really funny too because like the location we picked is actually the worst looking location out of all the places we looked at,
Correct.
but had the most opportunity for what we wanted to do versus having a building that's already pre-laid out. Because the building that we're looking at now, they're going to completely wipe it. So
they're going to gut everything.
it's going to be
out of
4
it. Yeah.
walls. But just imagine like you walk into a warehouse and it's
How
just
big?
It's 2,400 square feet.
Okay. And what all will you be doing in this space?
I don't know,
Like,
but-
what's the
I mean, you're going to be helping
what's
us move
the
some stuff.
plan? Oh yeah, and I've got a vague idea. I mean, I guess it'd be nice to have a place where you can
So right
shoot
now,
regardless of weather.
primarily a lot of the videos that we do, we scout locations for that. We've even gone to companies who are other production studios that offer different sets and production type stuff that we were paying for before. And it's
So
like,
basically, just like a studio space.
correct. We finally got to a point. It's like, okay, it's more beneficial for us to invest in a space and invest in all this production equipment to do it all in house versus to keep going out and hiring other people to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because in Birmingham, so we're trying to be the one-stop shop for all kind of like videographers, photographers, weddings. I mean, just anything.
I can have a wedding in your venue that you're.
I mean,
Is it going to be like a venue?
You can do
It's
like
not gonna
a
be
no,
venue,
no,
right?
no,
It's just-
no,
okay.
no.
I mean, like photography, like
You do
that
like
goes.
a what do you call them? Bridal sessions or
So you have
engagement
like a-
sessions? I guess I'm not up to terms with.
Okay, so you're I guess picturing in my head, you're gonna have like a big backdrop and stuff that photographers can come in and rent and have the lighting and the backdrop and all that stuff to shoot whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be dope. Especially some of the like mock-ups or some of the ideas that I have, because and Zach hopefully will agree with me. I have a way more vast imagination than Zach does.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
Now you guys are printing all your own merchandise,
Yes,
shirts, shorts,
which will be in there too, though.
So you're running like a full blown print shop in the back.
We're not doing that.
No, it's a private. I don't know how I would say it. It's all in house. So we would print merchandise for artists that we already work with.
Okay.
Like mom and pop couldn't come in and say, "Hey, we want shirts for our family reunion."
Right.
We don't do anything like
no.
that.
Yeah, so you're not opening like a public print shop, but
Yeah.
you are doing
Correct.
your own printing.
That is correct. The way we have it set up is an artist can come in and say, "Hey," because we're going to have a studio in our facility. So an artist can come in and say, "Hey, I want to record music for my new EP that's going to drop." We'll say, "Okay, we'll record your music. Okay, now that you have this album, let's do some visuals. Let's put out some videos for your album to push it. Okay, walk right over here. Let's film your video. Okay, we got the video done. You also want graphics and stuff to put together an album artwork to then release with your EP. Okay, walk right over here. We've got a graphic design to do that. Okay, now that you've put out your music, you're building an audience. How about we look at merchandising? Okay, let's walk right over here. We can print out your merchandising."
Yeah.
Design it, print it, do it. Oh, okay.
That's correct.
Okay,
So it's a
okay.
one-stop shop.
Yeah, but mainly for us only, not really even for people as much, because like at the end of the day, like you're gonna walk into this place, people are gonna pay to rent the space for how many hours they need to, or we're after dark, we're gonna have a studio in the back that we're gonna hire an engineer to work there on whenever he's available, and then
Like a recording studio.
but
Correct.
yes, but only for artists that have paid to shop with me.
Okay.
Because that way, one, I know the artist.
Well, obviously, you're not just going to let anybody just walk in there.
True. I bet so only artists I know, and then only people that I would remotely trust. Like you can't fully trust anyone, but people that I would trust enough to let them into my facility and record some stuff, and then, it's just gonna be dope to just have all that stuff in one place. But also, it's gonna be a place to hang out. So like, it might if famous people come into Birmingham or something like that, and
Well, we compare it to, you're not familiar with Lyrical Lemonade? It's a videographer who has essentially done what we are trying to do. He started as a videographer, and he's just built this whole company, and I would say he's a pretty big influence as to what we're trying to do, because
Lyrical
now
Lemonade.
he has a studio space pretty similar to what we're trying to do.
But he has like a business office, then he has a separate building.
And he's a videographer who works with huge artists,
Yes.
like massive
Like
artists.
all of his videos are anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000.
50, yeah.
Okay, so that brings me around to another question. So the label, with the artists that you're working with, I would assume that the label gives these artists a budget as far as our music videos still as relevant as they used to be.
Yes. So now that's the glorious part about my artists is they have an incredible videographer.
He does
Mic
management
drop.
and videography. Yeah, you do it all.
Yes.
So you can
it
do your
puts
own
us at-
videography for your own artist.
Yes, and it doesn't go against their budget, because they do have budgets, and budgets are easy to, in hip hop, budgets are super easy to just run out of, because one, you got to pay producers, and some producers charge $100, some charge $6,000.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Sure.
Yeah, and then we shot a music video the other day for Day about a month and a half ago, and it was $10,000 for the video shoot.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, granted, was that video shoot worth $10,000?
Could you have done it?
Absolutely.
I could have done it, but I wouldn't have done it how they did.
Correct.
Like, I have my own ideas for stuff, but the thing is, it was an experience for Day to really experience what a true 12-hour grueling day outside in the heat in
They
Georgia.
got grips and they got full production crew. I mean, it's
yeah.
like being on a movie set. I would
Yeah,
think.
correct. Now, does that necessarily mean a video is good?
That's
Never.
what I'm asking. Yeah.
Never.
So just because you have all this gear and this fancy,
Yeah, because the thing is, I shot it. I just Day has a new single coming out called "With God," and I shot the whole video in the studio. And if I showed you that video versus the video that he shot for $10,000, and you just watched both of them, and I asked you which video do you think, which video do you think is 100? What's the percentage of out of 10 do you think which one's better? like if I was like, what would you rate this one? What would you rate this one?
Right.
Now, granted, is that it's a
So
little bit
just because you have a huge budget and a big set and fancy equipment doesn't necessarily equate to like better overall production.
If you
value.
go to like the biggest songs ever from almost every major artist that made them popular, are they like a multi thousand?
Well, no, it's just dudes shooting videos with their iPhones, and that's what blew up.
correct. Now, and there's some artists.
Wasn't that YBN's video was shot in a gas station?
Yeah, it was shot by Evan.
Yeah.
He shot him in a gas station in the back of his friend's house.
Who is this?
With all of his brother's guns too. It wasn't even his guns.
Oh,
Yeah.
We talked about
Kim, get your own guns.
YBN earlier. He's the one. He's got all these platinum releases and records. He's from Alabama, and he has all these millions of views, and he hasn't even released an album yet.
Yeah.
So he's an artist, not a producer.
He's an artist.
One of his friends, because he had like a group called YBN, Corday's the one that dropped the album, got nominated for a Grammy, and like.
And all these dudes are from Alabama?
No, he's not. He's from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Or he's from one of them. He's from Texas or somewhere else. But
the first dude was from Alabama.
Yeah,
Correct.
from Alabama,
he's
yeah.
from here.
They all
pretty
played
cool.
GTA online with each other, and then they started rapping.
together.
That's it. I mean,
That's
because
cool.
the thing is, like, you never know what's popular. Like, there's another artist called there's another artist right now who he literally just dropped his first video. He paid $300 for the video, and the video blew up because I guess the dude had he knew someone on TikTok that was blowing up. And so someone literally danced to 15 seconds of the song on TikTok, and then everybody
That's all it takes.
everyone went to visit the song, and then in literally 3 weeks he has 250,000 views on the video. And I had A&Rs hit me up, which is now I feel like a plug for like a lot of like artists in Birmingham, because like all the A&Rs know me. They're like, ooh, from Alabama? Carlisle Jones. Let me text him real quick, saying if he knows them or how I can get linked with them.
Okay.
Because these are regular dudes. These are not verified dudes. These are people that are on
Are
Instagram.
you verified?
No, but there's dudes on Instagram messaging artists that are blowing up, but they think they're just like fans looking for handouts or promo and stuff like that. Well, they're actually like legit A&Rs for big record labels, and you just don't know it because they're regular dudes.
I have zero understanding of the music industry, so this is all news
That's good,
to me.
but
Are you like secretly more famous than I realize?
probably.
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 Okay.
I'm
I would
like
say that, yeah.
Because how long have I known you? You and my brother have been friends for
over a decade.
Over a
yeah,
decade,
a long time.
Yeah.
And you're just slowly becoming like a famous music producer.
Yeah, I was famously hated in the community. And then,
Why?
Yeah.
what?
Why were you?
Because of my
famously hated?
personality.
His personality.
I mean,
Tim-
Zach hated me too. You didn't know that? Zach actually didn't like me at first?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Zach,
I was manipulated into thinking that Tim was a bad person, and then on a whim, I took a chance, and
Now
we've
you are
been
best friends.
I've literally seen him every day since for over a decade.
yeah.
And
Crazy.
now we're business partners, and
Not lovers, business partners. Linda.
Yeah, let's
his
clear
mom
that right
thinks
up.
so. Yeah.
It's to be determined.
So, how many videos? Like, all right. So, with
This
the
year?
popularity of with the popularity of the artists that you work with and your name, and then I guess all the videos that you guys shoot, you've kind of built a name for yourself as a reputable videographer.
And a channel too. We have artists come to us just wanting to pay us just so we'll upload their video to our YouTube channal.
Are you the next world
Which we
star?
don't we
I mean,
don't
what is
do.
that?
We don't do that
Correct.
because like it's like I would love your money, but like part of like the artistry.
It's not us.
Yeah, I want us to be our content, because then it looks like you're just like pay to
Right.
play.
Just
like,
put anybody on there.
yeah,
Not to cut you off, but
unless they give me unless you give me a lot of money, like a lot of money.
we're not worth it. I'll just tell you.
So cool. So what's next for Lawn Chair Youth? I mean, besides getting the studio
we're shutting
space
our
and-
doors.
Closing up shop.
We're actually gonna call it quits. We're done.
I was
Hit the
actually
peak.
say for Lawn Chair, I feel like going from 2013 and then hitting that bump for, I would say 3 years. We hit like a bump where like we made some clothes, it worked out.
We didn't really know
sold.
what we were doing.
Yeah, we started Lawn Chair Youth as a clothing company. It was literally going to be strictly clothes.
Yeah, I've been following it for a while, and I kind of still don't really fully. Well, now I do, but up until this point, didn't really know what it was.
Well, we've since
Is it a brand?
so
It's the next Tommy Hilfiger.
It's
What is
Lawn Chair Youth, but the actual production side we've rebranded, and that's our actual business is LCY Lawn Chair Youth, LCY Media.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's the more production. I guess it's a little more professional sounding, but the clothing line and everything, and
Still Lawn Chair
even
Youth,
the
I think.
YouTube channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all Lawn Chair Youth.
Now, how did you come up with that name? By the way, I'm just
It was
curious.
Tim and I used to make YouTube videos way back in the day, and we would always, hey, let's make this channel. Hey, let's make this channel. Hey, let's make this channel.
Sure.
And I think it was a name that I threw out there, and then I was like, I don't like this name anymore. And Tim was like, no, it's a good name. Keep it. Had it not been for Tim saying, no, keep the name, we would have trashed it back in 2010.
It was one of those things where, like, he came up, he said Lawn Chair Youth, and I was like, I think that, like, has, like, the perfect tongue-in-cheek kind of name to where, like, it actually can, like, mean something to it. Because, like, I say, like, Honest Fight, he made Honest Fight. You did,
That was another clothing company you did.
a dirty, what was it?
I don't even remember. I don't.
It was Dirty something.
Honest Fight was the
Dirty
one that took off. Then I did a Alabama hardcore brand.
Yeah.
These are just all clothing brands. that you-
Dirtbag, that was it.
That
You did Dirtbag.
all just throwing stuff out there, seeing what would stick. Lawn Chair Youth
Just
was one
wanting
of
to
them.
do like a clothing
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
And then like I said, when I was talking about like me being like the more like creative of the guy, like the people when it comes to just like thinking about like past like the present and like thinking about future stuff, like I like Lawn Chair Youth, and then he can tell you because as a rapper I would literally make up new versions of Lawn Chair Youth, like Rent Money, Patio Kids,
Far From Lazy, Retire Young.
like
So what is all that? That's just like branches of the same.
It's all just like
brands?
little taglines, slogans to go along
Okay.
with Lawn Chair Youth.
yeah, just like any company like if you like if you think of like a person that makes a like Fendi, which is made by Rihanna, I bet Fendi has like 3 to 4 or 5 different brands inside of Fendi that they go by for like fragrances, shampoos, lotions. Like they have like different names, kind of like how Coke has Coke, and then they have like Sprite, Dr. Pepper, blah 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 blah. They have
Yeah,
like
that's
literally
a little
5
more
different. They have 5 different companies, but they're still Coke at the end of the day.
Right.
So like it's kind of like that. Like they're not as prominent, obviously, but their way to kind of branch off from it. But also, Far From Lazy is our mission statement. So like
That's your mission statement.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty solid. I get it.
versus like we're a company.
We work hard.
We're a company.
We are far from lazy.
Yeah.
That's right.
But no, it plays on with our name is like Lawn Chair Youth. Like when you think of Lawn Chair Youth, what do you think when you're in a lawn chair? What are you doing? Being lazy,
I'm chilling.
yeah,
I guess.
relaxing, and then youth being we're the young generation, so we're younger, youthful, and then if you put them together,
Not
you're
forever.
lazy young children. You're lazy people. That's,
Now again, this is stuff that he all came up with. I was
Yeah,
like,
we're
Lawn
going
Chair
down
Youth.
to the deep recesses of his
Lawn Chair
brain
Youth,
right
dude,
now.
that sounds cool, brother. Let's do that. I don't like that. And Tim's like, whoa, wait a minute,
Yeah.
whoa.
yeah. But then Far From Lazy is just like, we're the lazy generation considered by like our parents and everyone that's over 35 and up. They're probably considered us probably the lazy generation that think that everything's just given to
Millennials,
us. Yeah.
picking on millennials.
So like it's kind of like that, but then Far From Lazy is the perfect mission statement because it just says that we're not that.
Oh, I can't imagine it's easy doing all the things that you're doing.
It sucks, but
It sucks.
like yeah,
What's the hardest part? Doing all the music videos, managing your artists? What's the toughest?
the hardest part to me is dealing with the drama of music, not videos. Videos is cake. Like I can edit videos whenever I wanted to. I can stay up all night and knock out videos. I can wake up in the morning and do them. I can just not do them for like 2 days and do them when I feel like it. But dealing with record labels and signing and other people's managers and having to be, on this person's time at this time, blah, blah, blah. Like that stuff being mixed in with my regular life while trying to like also like enjoy my life and be my own person. It's rough.
And the different time zones don't help anything either.
Yeah.
Because you're working for somebody else's schedule who's out in New York. So, they're calling you at midnight.
What are they calling about? What are some of the things that you're getting called about?
just about getting stuff done. That's the hard part about music is like you can't just like do it overnight.
I think clearing music's a big thing in contracts and stuff because it's pretty easy for an up and coming artist to just jump on YouTube and say, "Oh, this type beat," and then download it and rap over it. But when it comes to signing to a label, you have to own that. You have to have rights to that music.
Make sure you're not going to get sued.
Yeah.
Correct. And so I think one of the most stressful times I've seen Tim in is right after King and Day Day signed. The label said, "Okay, well, as manager, you need to track down all of these songs that they have accumulated over these years and track down all the producers and buy the rights and get the rights to all that music."
Because up until this point, they're just making music, putting it on YouTube, hoping
Like
something
everybody.
sticks, just like
Yeah.
everybody. And
Correct.
now, when they actually get noticed and actually get signed, then it's like, okay, all this music
Correct.
that's made you,
Yeah.
famous to this point,
And
you
it's-
now have to get rights
But also,
to.
Tim, we want you to do it because nobody knows who you are. They don't know that King and Day Day are signed. So just keep
Yeah.
that on the low. We're not a label wanting the song. You're just some kid from Alabama who wants the beat. So we get
The
they don't
cheapest
jack
price?
the price up
Yeah.
on it.
Okay, because as soon as they know, like, oh, Sony wants this beat, yeah, that's a
And
$50,000
he
song.
says cheapest price as if like it's still cheap. It's never.
It's not.
It's not like so.
Pay producers what they're worth, but there's always that incentive of like, oh, Sony wants it, I'm gonna give you 15x the
Sure,
price.
yeah.
There was like so like just to throw out a number so you can really understand truly is so before every studio session, every engineer, all the beats before signing, all of that stuff that the label wanted, I paid for that out of my pocket before signing, which is roughly like $12,000
Okay.
to help these two young kids who will have no one to do that for them, and to really like try to get them to the next level so they can have a career and
So you've learned from the mistakes of trying to buy back all the beats that they've already used on
I wouldn't
YouTube.
say it's a mistake. I would just say
Well,
that,
I mean, yeah, but like going forward, like, hey, we need to get the rights to the music early on, right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah, I would encourage everyone if you believe in yourself enough to make this music and believe that it's gonna pop off, then you need to invest in it and put forth the
And
money to
own
buy
the-
it. Yeah,
own the
because it's just going to be a nightmare if it does pop off and you do sign to a label. It falls on you to then
Then
get
the
the rights to
producer
that music. Correct. Yeah.
producer can hold you hostage and be like, oh yeah, this song's great, but I
Those-
own it and I'm not giving it to you until you pay me X number.
That's correct.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
There's also incentives from the labels too. The labels say, "Hey, here's your signing, but also you get this signing bonus, or we'll release this X amount of the contract once you have cleared all the music."
Yeah, which is pain.
But you got it all cleared, I assume.
Yeah, it's there's still like behind the scenes that go in to make sure it's finalized. But like, this is a situation that just happened this week. There's a single that we're trying to drop for Day Day, and for the single for Day Day is the record is completely cleared, samples cleared, producers paid, blah blah blah, all that, video shot for it, all done, artwork that Zach just made for it, all done. Now we just gotta wait like 2-3 weeks for them to like really take care of it.
What does that mean?
Like, I don't know. Like that's the thing is like I don't really know. They're just like, oh, well, we got everything, but now we gotta like dig into it or something like that. And like I don't know what that process is
Put
on
their
the side.
seal of approval on it.
Clear it with their lawyers.
They got to make sure that they're ready because the label doesn't want anything coming back on them. They're
Well,
with
sure,
a
yeah.
fine-tooth comb making sure.
Make sure you don't have a little Coke bottle in the background that we got to pay
Oh
royalties
God, that was a
to
whole
or
nother thing
something.
too. It's like now that you're signed, you can't just go. Say you just want to go and film outside. Okay, well you're filming that shot. Well, a bus drives by and the bus just so happens to have a Coke sticker on it. You can't use that shot.
Yeah.
You gotta either reshoot the shot or you gotta cut it.
But that depends on what label you're from. Because, truthfully, are you gonna get sued for having a Coke sign?
No.
Hell no. Hell no. There's no way. Like, oh man, I have there's a song called Our City, which is about Birmingham.
That's why I brought it up because we've dealt with this situation.
And
you guys filmed a video, sent it to the label. Label's like, oh, you got to cut
I edited
all
it
these
5
shots.
times. I edited it 5 times to the point where they didn't even want to drop it anymore.
Yeah,
That's
because it's not the video anymore.
Yeah, I literally took out all the parts that like it's called Our Backyard now. Like,
Our city to our backyard.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Our bathroom.
Statues. You can't film certain
can't film
statues.
you can't put Vulcan in there
Really?
because it's copyrighted. It's a statue. So murals and statues are copyrighted, and so without having written approval that you can use it, and you have to send them the video too, so they can actually hear the song.
Correct.
Because they may not want
not
you
good.
saying MFer over and over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
This
one's
doesn't
gonna-
represent Vulcan the way we'd like it to.
So it's a whole nother business. But I think the next step that we're
crazy.
taking with LCY to have an official studio that we can film in.
You can avoid all that.
Correct. Yeah.
But also, the label can pay us,
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
even
cool.
though it's mine.
Double dipping.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh,
The cool thing is, Tim has associated himself with. He's got Carlisle Jones's management and then LCY Media's production, and so Tim, as a manager, can say, "Hey, we know that the label's looking at all these other videographers, but here's this production company that also does good videos. Here's our work. You know, this $10,000 you could be sending to
Just pay yourself.
to fly the artist out to California
Sure.
to do
Yeah.
all this. It's like you could cut costs, cut budget, do it right here at home. You know?
I mean, think about this too. You have a famous person coming to your studio, and studios usually it's going to be anywhere probably maybe 8 to 12 hour session, depending on how many shots you want or shots you want to go with. If you even hire like a full production team, like not even us shooting it, if you just want to rent the space, and during that time, full studio over here too. So they might be able to work on some music, or you know. Like, there's just all kind of stuff when you have, like, that opportunity. Because I can tell you, going to any studio I've ever been to, full-fledged nothing, there's nothing doing there but sit down and wait.
Well, we took advantage of that the other night. Tim was in the studio with Day Day, and somebody else just so happened to be in the studio. Tim's like, "Hey, I'm a videographer. Like, let's film a video." So literally, Day Day's in the studio over here on the left. Tim's right outside the booth on the right, filming this guy's music
Just
video.
some random dude.
Well, he's a dude been working with, like, he did a couple
Oh, you knew
songs.
him. Okay.
I knew him, but his record label was like, "Hey, we need to get a video for this song ASAP." And they're like, "Oh, I'm in the studio with Carlisle right now." And he's like, "Oh, how much does he charge?"
You just boom, drop
Got
a video
knocked it
right
out.
there.
We
Yeah.
dropped
and
it today.
and he paid me immediately.
Yeah.
That's
Shot
awesome.
it, edited it, gave it to him back in 2 days.
Dude. Sweet.
And because I mean it's 4 shots plus B-roll. I mean, like, and I'll show you the video afterwards. It doesn't look like it's shot in. It doesn't look like it's shot in a studio.
So that just goes back to prove that you don't have to have this huge production.
It's all
to
about the
get,
director.
Like a cool.
Right. It's
Yeah,
all
get your
about
point
what,
across, get
what
the
you're
video
going
across.
for, and different artists want different things. But
Right.
for what we do,
Can you CGI a dragon in the background?
and we don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know people who would. It's just getting them to not drag their feet and actually do. We've tried that. I've approached two individuals in particular, like, "Hey, this is what we're doing. You have a degree in this. Like, let's pursue it." And
Just hasn't panned out
Hasn't
yet.
panned
Well,
out
hopefully
yet.
it will. So
I don't know. I don't like effects personally. I'm a cinematographer, so I consider myself a cinematographer, not a videographer.
cinematographer. Okay.
Not a videographer, because I like cinema. I want stuff to look as good as possible. And
Is
then,
that how you define cinematography? Just no effects or no CGI?
Well, I mean, if you watch the movie and there's effects in it.
Well, yeah.
No, I mean like transition effects. Like
How are you defining effects? Like what? Are you
like
thinking?
overlays that like transition to the next scene.
Well, no, I don't think
Exactly. That's as a cinematographer is they shoot movies like, you know, there's can be CGI in videos. I mean, movies that's different. But I mean, like, there's no like when you shoot a movie, it's literally like, hey, there's a dude in this room and he's walking to the next room, and then but he's having dialogue and stuff like that. And then if it cuts, it's going to cut to him walking through this door, but then there's a camera in here to get him walking into the next room. Like it's just like perfectly cut to really capture.
Seamless, where you kind of okay. I
Yeah,
get
that's
you're
what I like to do personally.
kind of you suspend your disbelief.
Now, sometimes
you know.
effects are good though. Like effects depend on the artist and stuff, and I will do that, but I will charge more because, you know, every video probably takes me about 3 or 4 hours, unless you want effects.
So that kind of goes back to a question I asked earlier. I mean, how many videos? We'll kind of start wrapping this up. How many videos have you guys shot in 2020 so far?
Over 100.
Yeah.
Easily over.
And just local artists find you guys saying, "Hey, I want you to shoot me a video."
Yeah, I have 6 videos this week.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that work? You shoot the videos, you edit the videos.
Yeah,
or-
it's give and take. It's really per artist, really.
But it's
Yeah.
just you two. Y'all aren't subbing this out to somebody else.
No, it
Y'all
is
are doing all-
just us. Correct.
Yeah, so like I'll shoot.
Primarily Tim.
Yeah.
He's the backbone of this for sure.
I'll shoot like, and it's not to say anything about Zach doing that with that. It's just because he's not there, and I've been doing it so long that like I can just naturally just like understand.
Hammer out a video.
I shoot a video and I already know what parts I want in the video
Yeah.
because like, and I shoot everything handheld. I don't use any gimbals, stabilizers. I don't do anything like that.
So you just roll up, pull out your 1D, and start filming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We
then-
shot a
Are you
video
just
the other-
playing music on like a little on your iPhone?
on
or
a
like on
we have a
radio?
Bluetooth speaker, so we did a shoot the other night for this kid,
DMB6 AJ.
and we literally got there. We got there and was like, okay, where are we gonna shoot? Well, we kind of scoped the area. Oh, there's this cool cul-de-sac area over here. Let's shoot down here. As soon as we walk down there, it starts raining. And instead of calling the shoot and being like, okay, we're done, it's raining, it was like, oh, okay, let's rework the video so that it works in the rain. And we shot the whole video in the rain.
Yeah.
But once you have a studio, weather won't be such a
No,
problem.
not
I guess.
necessarily because what if I want an outside shot?
Well, I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like, in the event that, like, we really don't need rain right now.
Right. It would have been nice, but being able to act on our feet and instead of calling the shoot and coming
Right.
back and doing it, that's what I really love about Tim is because he's super on the fly. He can be like, okay,
Run and gun, baby. Run
this
and
was
gun.
my whole idea. This isn't going to work. Instead of freaking out, he's like, okay, scrap, done. We're not doing it. Instead, we're doing this. And then boom, boom, boom,
Just
boom.
adapt to the
Get it knocked
situation.
out.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man. That's cool.
Which
Yeah.
is why you can also do weddings.
Yeah. My wedding videos are so good. If only I did those more. Like
That's our bread and butter, man.
Man, that wedding video I did for Perry and Troy is just like, I don't see anyone shoot wedding videos like I do though, because I just have a different approach than majority of people do have with weddings. Like,
All right.
If
all
we
right.
did weddings like Tim did, I would be in the wedding industry. Because
So is-
Tim shoots it like a B-roll.
So-
It's all...
You a friend of yours got married and you shot a wedding video, but you haven't really pursued that.
no,
as
it's
a-
just because
I
like,
guess.
okay, so here, let's put it in this perspective. Okay, so now y'all charge way more for weddings than I do, but I feel like y'all do more than I do at a wedding. I'll go to a wedding. I'll be there for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, film it, get home. I'll finish the video in probably like 3 hours.
And
Film
you're
it,
just doing
film it like a music video.
You're just doing a montage of the day,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, and I condense it down to 5 to 7 minutes. Find some royalty free music, and
Boom, done.
and it's shot in order. So it's like it's so easy. I don't know how like it takes people forever to get wedding videos back.
Because people want the reception and all stuff that they're never going to go back and watch. They
That's
want
true.
this 2-hour-long movie of this special day.
That's kind of going away. I mean, more people are doing like
Yeah,
the
it's
highlights
cheaper
and
if you do
stuff.
the highlights.
That's it. I'm with Tim. Just here. I'll be here for your entire wedding, but you're going to get like a 3 to 5 minute highlight video of all the best moments. It's going to look flashy.
Yeah.
It'll be you can
That's
share it
what
on
most people
Instagram.
want.
People will love it.
Yeah.
I'll show you after this. There's this scene in Perry and Troy's wedding where they had their first dance, and it literally looks like a movie,
Sweet.
like movie. And like I show them.
Well, that's another avenue, man. I mean, you can keep pursuing
I
that.
guess,
a little bit.
but, like-
I guess, yeah, I can understand. Weddings aren't the
We're
most
so
fun
busy
thing
what
to do.
we're doing now. We'd have to hire somebody else to go do it.
Yeah. And I did, well, I sold my old camera, but my old camera, I would literally keep in the back of the room and film the whole reception on the my 80D. And so when they wanted, that way I can purposely catch the final kiss and walking down the aisle and everyone's reaction without having to be there. Plus, I get the whole entire ceremony. So if they want just that video, they can pay me and get the 20-minute video.
Right.
So
Well, that's one way to do it.
finesse it.
Cool.
But other than that, I mean, it's I don't know. I like shooting music videos so much more, and there's so much more opportunity. Because the thing is, you see a music video, you really like it, you can get that. You don't have to wait till someone wants to get married.
That's cool.
It's way more creative too.
And with coronavirus, it's just been like the best time to ever be in the video business.
That's it. So
Ironically,
we talked about, we did this extensive search of trying to find places to move into, and the number one question is like, are you sure you're ready to move right now? And two people in particular were like, are you currently working right now? Like, is your business profitable right now? And every time it's like, I know this is crazy to hear, but this is probably the most profitable we've been all year, because just so happens all the artists we work with aren't at work right now and have all this free time to shoot videos. So that's
and it doesn't stop. Like, I actually don't have enough days in the week and hours in my life to shoot all the videos that I'd be asked for. I have to keep
a good problem
scheduling.
to have, I guess.
You know, it's there and there, but I mean, like, sometimes I would gladly not take some of the money, but like, because it's just like just another setback.
Take all the work you can get while you can get it, man. That's awesome.
I guess I want some sleep though.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for coming to hang out. It's been fun.
Oh yeah,
You sound like you've had fun.
it's been draining.
Let's talk about work.
Man, dude, it'd been better if there was AC.
Thanks.
That's the next heavy ultra investment, is a heavy ultra air conditioner.
It's
Yeah.
the
Got a
number
window
one
right there.
complaint for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Well, we're in my basement. I mean, like, yeah, we'll get an air conditioner eventually.
that's
See,
okay.
we'll see how long this.
It's
keeps
practice
going.
for our studio when
That's
there's
right.
no AC in it.
Yeah, we'll learn here.
Anyway, thanks for letting me be on the podcast.
Thanks, Tim.